They had this Oprah show on TV with the little Kehoe girl. It's interesting. Um, um, yeah, it's a people talk about abundance, and all we have is an abundance of fighting. They had the political commercials on. Donald Trump fights for guys to get huge tax breaks that are rich like him. Kamala Harris fights for us. It's like, just live the Lord's Prayer, you little peckerwoods. Shit. And they have all these things with people, and it's the attachment is so emotionally unhealthy. And when you're not living the Lord's Prayer, and you have to do things that are unhealthy to subsist or sustain themselves, people know they're going to be famous before they're going to be famous. I knew I was going to be this really, and I was like, I didn't want to. Well, because I'm intelligent. It's like, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be, but I always knew I was going to be this, I'm the 13th, 22nd Redeemer from the Islamic prophecy and prophecy in the Gospels. And what Muhammad talked about, and I was telling Dad about it tonight, but he just kind of, he doesn't take it seriously. I was like, he doesn't take Islamic prophecy seriously. It correlates with Christian prophecy and Jewish prophecy, so I take it all very seriously. It's like this is all pretty much they're. It's not kyping each other. They're connecting to the same source of faithful love and in faith in the glory of God. And so that's what's happening. It's not they're not ripping each other off. It's just it's true. It's true and it's consistent. And so you sit there and you know what's going. You know what's up. And what Muhammad basically said is when Jesus talked, it was one of 5,000 people maybe at the most. And most of the leaders just sent spies. They didn't go listen to him. They just got angry. Or whatever you call leaders, the dumb butts. And the same with Muhammad. And when he spoke in Mecca and Medina, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people at the most, and most of the quote leaders, sent spies and didn't listen, because they get upset. And it says during the time of the 13th, 22nd Redeemer, Earl, Ralph and Mary's boy, born in the Valley of Shadow of Death, right outside of St. Augustine's Passed by Eternity site, that this is different. This is YouTube and Facebook. My Facebook got shut down. So all the rich people in the world have access to the man and spirit like Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, which the spirit of Abraham said would happen. And he said the spirit of Abraham would be battling with a one-eyed man, which was, I told him right off the bat when the Arabs came and told me that. And I said, no, it's himself. He's having a Betza jihad. He's younger than me, and the technology makes it hard for Isaac to recognize publicly that I am the Messiah and that I'm correct. Just same with Gabe and Mike. And same with Patrick. So they all have forms of brain damage through technological abuse. And we'll follow the old man wherever he may go, and that's pretty much me, And I knew it, you don't when you're a kid you don't think it. You think, I'm going to be I'm going to be the Moses of the apocalypse. Yeah. Whoa, you don't, because you're a kid. And so you don't see yourself being a 58-year-old man, making sure that, Lisa Marie Presley isn't quite so confused. And yeah, it's very confusing. It's a very sad life. You're not living the Lord's Prayer, so there really is no abundance. You're being denied abundance. You're being denied the beauty and the perfection of the Messiah. And so it's depressing, because and I said that with the thing with Rockefeller, we'll see how this kid handles leadership. It's like 2009, you guys asked me, and I said, live the Lord's Prayer. That's how I handle leadership. Just like Jesus and Haile Selassie and Muhammad and all the others before me. Just the faith of Psalms, wisdom of Proverbs, and that Lord's Prayer works. You don't even really have to live it, learn it, live it, love it, because it's self-explanatory. Just live it and love, and it's that easy. And these commercials, these boxes and shit. I When you react to toxins and stress in the environment, it's literally like having an allergy to aggressive, selfish bullshit. And so it's really hard. And a lot of people hate it because they feel it in other people and they're very sensitive. And then they self-medicate and then they just can't go on and they die. Okay. And they know they're gonna die. They're just miserable. Okay. They said Elvis hated being a public figure. He wanted more of like a private life. He wanted all the goodies that went with it, but he didn't want all the fame and he just wanted to be, one of the guys. And you couldn't do that when you were famous, and it made it miserable. And you had entourages, and it just got more difficult and more difficult. And then you just self-medicated to try to hide away from what you really wanted was just to be Elvis, right? Not Elvis, but just Elvis. The guy that Dad knew back in high school, and and Dad said that because when they had the thing when they had his high school, Dad was like, no, Elvis wasn't. He was kind of a little bit more, not antisocial, but he was kind of. They made fun of him, and he was weird. And he used to go to black churches to listen to the people sing and stuff, and so he did a lot of things that weren't what regular black kids in Tennessee do. Okay, he was different, and that's why with Chuck D and Flavor Flav and Public Enemy saying all that stuff about Elvis being racist. Elvis might have had to, like my dad. You have to kind of like play along with the bigots to survive the room. I don't. I've never been. I'm Mary Ann's little boy. What the fuck you talking about, dumbass? I had to. Old Ron or whatever his name. I can't remember that one. Oh, when shit. I can't remember. It wasn't Ron. It was another dude that looked like me, Sierra Vista. And I couldn't say anything because I'd get fired. So I just had to kind of like skirt the subject and goes, because the Korean family that worked, they were Korean. They weren't Chinese. Well, he was just then same with that ex-vet who, I think I killed his brother and his dad in Vietnam and in Korea back in, I was like, God damn. I was like, he's dying from cancer. He's a very ill man, and he's a very good person. He's a Christian, and he loves his wife, and he loves his daughter and his granddaughter, and he doesn't want to die. But he eventually succumbed, and he did. And the one guy, sat there and told me, looked at me because we looked alike and said, we should have bombed them all off the face of the planet back in. And I just wanted to go off because, Mr. Ralph. Telling Dad about that, too. I was like, Anaya, that was 14 years ago, okay? And she was about 7, okay? That was 14 years ago, guys. She's 21, okay? Getting better with my math, yeah. Amy, she's born in 1980. It's 2024. She's 44. Okay, I get a little confubulated. Oh, women that I love do that to me. Yeah, so they give me a little confubulated. I can't think straight. So where was I again? What was I thinking about? Oh, I like that. It feels good. It feels good to get a little confubulated, a little knocked out of sorts by people that I didn't like being abused by all the abuse she'd been through. Okay. It was like that children's book that her parents had. They said, it was Amy, they said when she was good, she was wonderful, but when she was bad, she was horrid. And it's like, oh yeah. Yes. That's my Susie Bear. Because she was into, SVU and Dick Wolf things. And when she went to the Dr. Phil psychologist in Sierra Vista, she was always telling her she wasn't supposed to be born, she wasn't supposed to be alive. And the lady who's psychologist, which is based on good psychological studies, said, maybe that's what your mom was saying, okay, when you were in the womb, before you were born. Maybe you're a product of some kind of sexual assault or abuse. Okay, and that's the way people feel. And then when the child is born, they're made to feel that way. And what I would always try to get across to Amy is that, clean heart, bad start, you know, um, Natalie, Noah, Emily, Kate, and Crumb. Okay. You still think you're not supposed to be here and you weren't supposed to happen? I don't know how you could think that when you snug the bug and Crummy Cake, I love you. And Ray Ray, Shanae, Nene, Renee. And Plim, I love you, Plim. And Chuji hugs. I mean, seriously. You know what I'm saying? So, Oprah Graham went for you. I don't think she's going to help me. None of these rich people and famous people are going to help me. I'm going to get it all done largely by myself with this Samsung Galaxy 10 phone in this guest house just north of San Ysidro. Because they show no signs of just, there's some kind of game set up to where, well, if you do this, this happens to you. So, no, man. Like when I was emptying my trash the other day, those two guys that got picked up in Santa Teresa and taken to New York? Okay. They know where I live. Okay. Do you understand? Those criminals and murderers and drug dealers, yeah, they know where I live. Okay. Everybody knows where I live. It's not Mela Largo, whatever, golf course or whatever and stuff like that. And I got the windows when I sleep at night are always wide open, and there's a road goes right past the house, just 50 feet that way. There's a driveway right up in here. It's where I live. There's no Navy SEALs, no Marines, no more Zeke even. It's just me. Okay, I'm not afraid of those people. I correct them so they don't try to scare people to feel powerful. I'm a gracious good shepherd, man. Okay, let's load this one up. All right, and then you guys, you got to quit solving crimes on TV. You got to quit using crimes as entertainment. You got to quit using violence as entertainment. Children aren't thinking right because you're not right. You got to get right. All right, I love you. Peace.